makes his way to the cage for his first fight of his career, training out of Scott Sheely's gym, Iron Tiger Fight Team. And he's admitted that he was nervous. He said he's been training for about 3 years, but said he was nervous for this fight. And I think you can see in his eyes here as he walks through the cage, is a little bit of a zombie walk here. And I can only imagine what's going through his mind. You see Timmy McCavitt, a pro here in the IT Fight Series, in his corner.
I love how the fact that Michael came out with some cowboy boots on. That's got to be a first, I must say.
Yeah, cowboy boots and MMA, those definitely seem to go together, though, right?
I mean, Donald Cowboy Cerrone out of the UFC has probably made it quite famous. And which, who, by the way, fights tonight at UFC 187. But it does look like I can see a little bit of the nerves running through Mike's face right now. I wonder how he's going to perform with his nerves.
That's always the big question for debut fighters, that adrenaline dump going in there for the first time. And like I said, he admitted he was nervous. He said he was a striker, though. I saw him hitting the pads in the back there. Didn't look too bad, actually, for a first-time fighter.
I wonder how that's going to translate into the cage. Usually when you have a debut fighter, you have one of two things. You have a fighter that is well-prepared for the sport and puts on a good showing, or it could be on the opposite end of the spectrum where he is quite nervous inside the cage, doesn't know how to react to the strikes from his opponent, and he could very well be punished, and the fight could end early. It'll be interesting to see which version of Mike comes out, the good or the bad.
Yeah, and we will probably be able to tell, having seen a lot of fights, we'll be able to tell in the first 5 to 10 seconds which side of the coin Michael Ollhoff is going to fall on.
You're absolutely right there, David.
And we see him getting some extra instructions here from referee Todd Augusta as he heads into the cage for his debut fight at IT Fight Series 33. And Donny Wade makes his way to the cage here, and Donny has the advantage, actually, of this being his second fight, actually, inside the cage. That's always a big advantage for a fighter. He's already got those jitters out of the way.
Absolutely. And to kind of go along with that, being that he's already had that fight, he might be able to come out and dominate, take control of the fight early on, which could prove, vital to his success tonight. And we'll see if that, deters Michael and his confidence, being going up against somebody that already has that initial fight out of the way.
Right, and Donny said he's been wrestling his entire life, but actually says his striking is the best part of his game as he's training at Fightopia, and said that he really feels like he's a natural in terms of the striking aspect of the sport.
Now both fighters stand in at 6 foot even according to the official database. This contest will be at a light heavyweight bout. And just looking at Donny alone, you can tell he's a pretty muscular fellow there.
Yeah, he's probably a natural light heavyweight. Meanwhile, Michael Ollhoff looks like he maybe could fight at a lower weight class here than what he comes in at tonight in the 205-pound weight division.
And just to give a heads up, too, for all those listening out there, you can join the conversation on Twitter. And if you use the hashtag IT33, you might see, as you see now in the broadcast, you might see your tweet pop up. And then we can also interact with you via the live broadcast as well. So be sure to use the hashtag IT33. And now we send it up to Rick Thomas for the official announcement. Well, now that we got the official introductions.
Chad Trukovich is our referee. Michael Ollhoff in the camo shorts. Donny Wade in the black.
And, folks, here we go.
Glove touch in the center. No feeling out process here between these two young amateur fighters.
It was kind of nice to see Michael take the center of the cage to show the dominance, but he quickly got put up against the cage by Donny.
And Donny Wade told me that his favorite strike is that overhand right, and he didn't throw the overhand right there, but he did throw a big looping right hand. Their straight right hand lands there from Donny Wade.
It looks like Donny has quite the advantage of weight over Mike. Oh, and he slips.
And already see a mouse opened up under the left eye here.
Oh, wow.
Michael Ollhoff, and a right hand drops Michael Ollhoff from Donny Wade, and Wade now on top. And this is really where I think he wanted to be, the wrestler on top, already inside control and looking to make his way around maybe for that north-south choke.
And to go back to the mouse, it is on the – oh, that's getting bad. It's getting pretty bad.
And Juan, the biggest mistake here of any young fighter is exactly what Michael Ollhoff is doing here, grabbing Donny Wade's neck even though he's inside control. This is a good way for him to actually choke himself out with Donny Wade's body if Donny knows the Von Flue choke here.
Which at this point it doesn't look like he does.
Wade now in full mount as he looks to posture up here.
I see it's only lasting a few more seconds before Chad, referee, jumps in and stops
And Ollhoff did a good job there of trying to buck off, but Donny Wade with his hips heavy down the bottom. Resets here.
It looks like he's
Breathe, Michael, breathe. Get that back. Get that arm back.
It looks like he's going for a submission. He might have it here.
Buck hard, roll right. Buck hard, roll right.
The corner of Mike's telling him to buck to get out. We'll see if he's paying any attention to it.
Stay calm, breathe.
And Wade gives up the submission here, at least for the time being, and you see that right leg actually grapevined under the left leg of Michael Ollhoff. Donny Wade doing a good job of riding here, staying on top.
Mike's trying to reverse it here with the roll, but it looks like he's unsuccessful so far.
Ollhoff also doing a good job of not letting Wade posture up, which actually he just did after I said he was doing a good job of.
Now I wonder if Donny's going to wear himself out with all the strikes.
Right.
If it does get to the second round, will that play any factor into it?
Buck hard right, Michael.
Roll to your right.
Again, we have Donny here on top in full mount.
Go hard now. Everything you have,
kind of just
hard
laying
now.
on top of him, looking for the opening. Michael trying his hardest to escape.
10 seconds left to go here in the first round of this amateur light heavyweight bout.
And it looks like Mike is going to survive the first round of his debut fight here.
And Juan, that fight, started off fast, but between these two young guys, the last minute or so of the first round was not as action-packed as the first minute. But I still figure you got to give that fight or that round to Donny Wade.
Oh, without a doubt, that round was all Donny. No questions about it. Now that Michael's come to the corner, I was able to look. The mouse doesn't look as bad as I initially thought. Now, if you're the corner of Michael, what are you telling him right now to go into the second round?
I think the biggest thing is he has to stay on his feet here. He's actually doing a pretty good job of landing some shots there. He didn't look as comfortable at the very beginning, but he stayed tough and actually landed a couple of shots. So I think the biggest thing is he needs to stay on his feet, especially against the wrestler.
I couldn't agree more with you. Yeah, he definitely needs to keep this up on his feet. He is out-muscled on the ground, and as we saw at the end of the first round there, he doesn't have the ability to get out from underneath. So in Donny's case, however, I can see his fight going for him on the feet and or ground. If it does get back to the ground, which I kind of think it will, I would like to see a finish from Donny to be a little bit more aggressive while on full mount if it does get to that again in the second round.
I'm not so sure that Donny's wanting to take this one to the ground. He looked pretty gassed there from that, minute and a half of grappling, even though he was on the top and he wasn't the one bucking and trying to get a 205-pound man off of him.
That's correct. And it kind of goes back to saying, muscles, they absolutely look great, but in this sport where it's all about, a lot of it's about cardio, they can wear you out. And Mike kind of slipped, or not Mike, Donny kind of slipped there, and Mike's capitalizing on it. Donny's trying to go for the double leg. Michael's doing a good job at sprawling there.
And Ollhoff actually walked his legs in and pretty much gave that single leg attempt, at least, to Donny Wade. Landing a couple of nice shots to the body here as Donny Wade is trying everything to get this fight to the ground.
Oh, nice. Nice by Donny. Able to get out of that.
Big overhand right. Explosion here from Donny Wade as they're right in front of our broadcast position, and it's
Michael went for the takedown, got it, but Donny was able to reverse it and get back on top and flew him out.
I almost thought for a second there he tapped, even though the choke wasn't completely locked in, and then Donny Wade actually gave up the choke.
Relax. Relax. He's tired. Buck hard. Roll out. Buck, roll towards us.
And Ollhoff back in the same position where we saw him in the first round, but this time he's able to turn him over, get the sweep, end up on top as the crowd goes absolutely crazy.
Absolutely.
Hammer fist. Hammer. He's done, ref. He's done.
Wow. Oh, doesn't look like he's. Why isn't the ref stopping this?
He looked like he was completely out, and that's a late stoppage there.
Wow.
Thankfully, he is breathing. Great win there from Michael Ollhoff.
That is a phenomenal win there from Michael
But
Ollhoff.
I'm not sure why the referee didn't stop that. He wasn't moving.
That had to be a good 5 to 10 punches, unanswered punches. 5 to 10 punches that went maybe too far.
But again, congratulations, Michael Ollhoff, as the doctor here looks at Donny Wade, who thankfully is breathing. He hasn't really moved yet, though. They did flip him over on his back.
Michael now posing for the camera. Wow, David, I'm not gonna lie to you. Coming into this fight, I did not see this going this way. Being that Michael, I've never seen him fight for his debut fight. I didn't know what to expect. Physique alone, I thought Donny was going to dominate this fight from beginning to end. That definitely was not the case. Michael came out here, kind of weathered the storm in the first round. Was able to capitalize at the beginning of the second round of the gassed out Donny and finish him. Wow, I'm just still in shock that kind of went the way it did, but congratulations to Mike and his debut fight, winning. He's now undefeated, 1 win, 0 victories. Still kind of waiting on Donny to recover here. Waiting for the official announcement of the fight. He's kind of talking. He's talking now. Donny's talking to the referees and the doctor. Kind of coming to. Still kind of laying there. But at least he's moving. Doesn't seem too hurt. Everybody's kind of lifting him up. Michael's still walking around the cage, taking all this in, looking around the crowd. He's got to feel very proud about this victory. I would like to see this guy again inside the cage. Maybe at a lighter weight class. I could see him definitely at the 185 middleweight. Possibly even down to the 170 welterweight division. Donny finally makes it back to his feet after a few minutes. Breathing very heavy, wobbling around. Now we're waiting for the official announcement from the announcer, Rick Toms. Now I'm going to send it up to you guys now.